Forever. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Friday team here today. You have myself, Alpha Dog Bets, here with JD from Line Movers. And JD, we're about to get to the best time of the year, brother. It's about to be March Madness. We're getting into baseball. NBA's getting into playoff season. The games have way more meaning now. How are you today? You excited to dive into the big slate we have going on?
Man, I'm doing great. Just like you said, this is a great time of year, March Madness. But yeah, just like you mentioned there, for me, as March Madness is great. I absolutely love it. But man, baseball is so close.
So close, bro.
And yeah, that's something that I'm very obviously excited to have back. Yeah, man, there's a lot of sports going on currently. So yeah, we're definitely having a lot of fun out here. We finally have a nice sunny day here. It feels good outside.
Same,
yeah, man.
Same.
Yeah, man. The vibes are high.
Not just that, bro. You know what Monday is as well? The start of the calendar NFL year where free agency starts. It's honestly the best time of the year. I absolutely love March for many reasons. As you guys know, my birthday was yesterday too. So March is a very big month for me. I love March Madness, love the basketball, love the baseball. So all good stuff going on right now. Joseph, congratulations on your Michigan State Spartans. Let me tell you something, Joseph, and anyone out there watching the show. I was on Sparty last night, -6.5. Did anybody see how that game ended? JD, did you see how that game ended? Yeah. So giving up a 3 at the buzzer, that they go and review, and it was ruled not a 3. So everyone who had Sparty cashes by the hook. Originally, the final score on TV said that Sparty won only by 4. They had to review the shot, checked it out from Iowa, and found that he released it literally a microsecond after the buzzer. So thank you for Michigan State getting that cover. They had a horrible first half, and good to see them take home the Big Ten crown. Joe is saying right now, big rumor, D-Hop to the Ravens. That doesn't excite me if I'm a Ravens fan, to be honest. I mean, we just saw D-Hop with the best quarterback arguably ever, a top 2 quarterback arguably ever, and he was a complete non-factor. So gonna be honest, that wouldn't make me super excited. He's only getting older, but there's a lot of news coming out and a lot of different stories in the NFL. Hey, we'll make sure to cover them all.
You have to say, I think in the Super Bowl, can't even talk. The Super Bowl, in the Super Bowl, I think Joe was on his receptions over and actually touchdown. So I think that's why D-Hop to him, it just means a little bit more. And same to you.
You're forgetting my +650 D-Hop anytime touchdown. Come on. I was all over that, but he still was not a big threat in that offense. Only if they got in the red zone is what we said on the show. He would be dangerous, and that's what ended up happening with D-Hop. But another year under his belt, I don't anticipate him being fantastic. One news we had just break out of the NFL, Jonathan Allen, 2-time Pro Bowl interior defensive line for the Washington Commanders. I almost called him the Washington R word. Caught that very quickly. But for the Commanders, he has been released. 2-time Pro Bowler, 30 years old. He will be one of the top interior defensive linemen on the market. If we get any other news, we will break it as we always do. JD, right now it feels like every time we are on the air, at least 4 to 5 big-name NFL players are getting released that were unexpected. So if that happens today, as always, we will be breaking it down and giving you guys the information. All right.
For sure.
Well, JD, that's a lot of stuff that we just did without even going into our recap from yesterday. So let's dive in to our recap. JD, I'm going to let you kick it off. But first, we'll put the graphic up for the Thursday recap. The March 6th recap. How did you do yesterday?
Yesterday, overall, it was a little bit of a down day for me, which I expected that to come just because the days to start this week were so big. But as far as college basketball, it was still another winning day.
Good.
It was actually a 2 and 3 day, but my two largest plays cashed, which means that we made some profit there. So things in college basketball are still going well. So yeah,
There we go. We like it. For me, my big play yesterday was the Rockets. That was my free play. We were able to cash that, so I was happy I was able to bring the people a free play winner. Let's stay hot. Let's carry it over to the weekend. And JD, I think that's a perfect time to segue into today's NBA action. Just to let everyone out there know, we're going to be covering 5 NBA games. You ready to dive in?
let's do it.
Let's do it, bro. First NBA game we are going to be starting with today is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Dallas Mavericks. The Grizzlies are coming in 38-24. They are 16-14 on the road, taking on a Mavericks team that is 32-31 and 19-13 at home. However, the big story in this game, who the hell is going to be playing for the Dallas Mavericks? As we all know, they dealt away Luka Doncic. Half their other starters, such as Daniel Gafford, are out. PJ Washington is out, and Kyrie Irving is going to be out possibly even through next year. So a lot of injuries in this game. On the other side, for Memphis, John Conchar is a game-time decision. Santi Aldana is a game-time decision as well, but he did go through shoot-around this morning, so I expect Santi Aldama to play. Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be out for Memphis as well. All that being said, JD, what do you like in this matchup between the Grizzlies and the Mavs?
You know, the Mavs with the roster that they currently have out there, their team that I'm looking to actually go against. Since really everything happened, they have not actually covered a spread. They haven't even been close. They've been getting just blown out. Then on the other side, you have a Grizzlies team that we've talked about a whole bunch. And since the All-Star break, they still have not covered. They just have not been playing well. It's actually just as simple as actually that. Against the Thunder the last time out, I was shocked by that game. They just looked horrible. So you have two teams here that are not covering spreads, that are not winning games. With all that being said, I definitely still like this Grizzlies team a whole lot more. And if there's a kind of a get right spot, then actually that's going to be now. This number keeps going down. Looks like it's down to 9.5 now. This is one that I'm going to be interested in if it goes down further. I'm actually not on it yet. Like this Grizzlies team, since the All-Star break, they have not been kind to actually me. So they're one of those teams where I'm looking for them to start doing something before I go back to start to back them. But like I said, this is such a good, or what seems to be such a good Grizzlies get right spot though. So if this number keeps coming down, I may have to hop on it, man.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Grizzlies in the spot. There's no other way to put it. Let's take a look at how this team has done since they have lost Kyrie Irving. So let's go through their last 3 games because that's what we have to look at. They lost 132-117 to the Bucks, 15-point final. Game before that, they lost 122-98 to the Kings. That's a loss by 24 points. And then their most recent game was against the Bucks again, where they lost by a full 30, 137-107. It's very difficult for this team to compete right now. They really don't have a guard on the roster. Kai Jones, who has stepped up for them, he's been a big acquisition for them over the last week or two. He's going to be out again tonight. Olivier Maxence Prosper, he's going to be out again tonight. And Dante Exum is a true game-time decision. If Dante Exum doesn't go, this is going to be a really ugly offensive set from the Mavs tonight. They had Luka, they had Kyrie, and then they had Dante Exum. That was their depth chart for 3 point guards. Dante Exum is not a great point guard. Let's all admit that. He can't shoot. He can facilitate a little bit. He can attack the rim a little bit. He can't shoot. So it's going to be very difficult for them to be able to put points on the board. Then you take a look at PJ Washington, who's also going to be out tonight. He's one of their better catch-and-shoot 3-point guys. He can create his own shot. So without PJ Washington, without any point guard basically being healthy and able to go in this game, who's going to stop Ja Morant? Who's going to stop this offense of the Grizzlies when Over the last couple of years, JD, whenever a team has been missing guys, like the Grizzlies, they've missed John Morant for a plethora of different reasons over many different seasons. They've had a lot of injuries. This team consistently is one of the best teams when missing a couple of their star guys. Their depth is what makes this team a very dangerous team, and I do think the Grizzlies are going to run them out of the gym. I think this is going to be a 20-plus point win for the Grizzlies, so I'm all over the Grizzlies. I'll let it out early. It is my favorite play on the board tonight. All right, JD, let's keep it moving because the next game is an interesting one. It is by far the most interesting line of the day. The Portland Trailblazers going into OKC and taking on the Thunder. Guys, the Thunder are 26-4 at home. Let me repeat that. The Thunder are 26-4 at home. They're at home again tonight, and they are currently a 2.5-point favorite over the 28-35 Portland Trailblazers, over the 12-21 road record Portland Trailblazers. So this is the most interesting line of the day. JD, this game has to be reflected on the injuries. So let's quickly go over the injuries on the OKC side. Chet Holmgren, game time decision, but as the line kind of indicates, I do not think we see him. Isaiah Hartenstein, out. Luigi Dort, out. Cason Wallace, out. Jalen Williams, out. All already ruled out. On the other side, we're waiting for two pieces of news regarding two players on the Blazers, Jeremy Grant and Denny Avdija. Both are true game time decisions. Matisse Thybulle, Robert Williams, and Delano Banton will be out for the Trailblazers, but those guys are always out for the Trailblazers. Interesting line, JD. What do you take from this line? What do you like in this game?
Yeah, with all the guys you just said that are out for the Thunder, I think this is a really hard game to really cap. And then also you talking about Chet, he may go, or actually may not go. My thinking is, why actually would he go? I mean, with the lineup, they're going to be trotting out there tonight. I don't see a reason why actually he would go. Why not give him rest here? This line, to me, this is a Trailblazers line. I think that's what that clearly says. Going against this actually Thunder team is not something I want to do, but you're not really getting the Thunder team here. And actually, that's why I think this is just hard to cap. As far as making an actual number for this game, I think is extremely hard. This game I'm staying far away from, but this would be a Trailblazers money line or either pass.
Yeah, I wanted to pull it up here so I could see the public betting splits on this game. And it's exactly what you think the public betting splits of this game would be. JD, who do you think has all the money in this game?
OKC.
Shocker, right? Shocker. 91% of the money is on OKC on this game with 90% of tickets. Everyone and their grandmother is on OKC tonight. Everyone.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not everyone. Maybe not everyone, JD. Because the two gentlemen on this show are here to tell you that this is the biggest trap line of the year that I have seen so far. There is not a prayer or not a chance that I would take OKC in this spot as only plus 2.5. Plus, we're seeing the numbers stay pretty consistent. We're seeing all the money pour in on OKC, but the line really isn't fluctuating. It looks like the books are trying to get you to take OKC. It really does. So for me, I'm absolutely going to be on the Blazers in the spot at plus 3. I'm going to buy the hook. I feel a little more comfortable at the plus 3, but I agree with JD. I do think they will be able to win this game, the Blazers as well. And good question from J-Bo here. Shai must be out. He's not out yet, but I could definitely see him by tip-off being rolled out for load management, whatever the hell they're going to call it. Yeah. Everyone else besides him is out. Yeah. So I could see him being ruled out as well. Yeah, so for me, this is definitely a Blazers play or nothing. And with seeing the public betting percentages, seeing the list of guys that are going to be out, and seeing what, literally yet again, the public betting percentages, to me, that's the biggest red flag of this game. When you see a Thunder team that is 26-4 at home, only being 2.5-point favorites, against a Blazers team that's really not great. Vegas wasn't built on giving out free winners, guys. When it looks too good to be true, sometimes it's too good to be true. So for me, it's definitely Blazers or bust, and I will be on the Blazers tonight in some way or another. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on the plus 3, but more to come on that. Make sure you guys are inside the MoneyBall Metrics Discord. When I do make my official pick on this game, I will be putting it in the Discord. So make sure you guys take advantage and get in the MoneyBall Metrics Discord. All right, JD. Ready to move on to the third game we're going to be breaking down today?
Let's do it.
Don't sound too excited, brother. Don't sound too excited. Sorry, I know you like this game.
Sorry, I was trying to read.
Okay. You are good, bro. I know how that goes. We got the Spurs. We got the Kings. Guys, the Spurs are 26-34 in the year. They are 10-19 on the road. Taking on a Kings team that has been much better than I thought they'd be over the last couple weeks. They're 32-29 on the year and 15-14 at home. JD, injury news in this game. Sagotnis for the Kings. Domantas Sagotnis will be out tonight. Same with Malik Monk on the other side. Victor Wembanyama, we all know. Why do they do that? If someone's out for the season, stop putting them on the injury report. We know Wemby is out for the year, but he's the guy on the injury report for the Spurs tonight. JD, I do have to say, outside the Spurs' last win, and they had that very impressive win over the Grizzlies as well, this team isn't exactly playing some great basketball. And to be honest with you, I don't think they're trying to win. I think the best thing this team could do is tank and get a high draft pick and put another big-name guy on the court with Wemby next year and with Fox. What do you think about this game? What do you think about the Spurs? What do you like?
Yeah, man. Actually, just like you said, to me, the Spurs basically trying to not win would actually help them out here. You know, the Spurs are definitely a team because of that, or a team that I'm looking to actually find spots, an actual spot to actually go against. This Kings team, man, like I was wrong. I had said here, it was a couple weeks ago, I guess now, that Kings were a team that I was going to try to fade. And luckily I have not been, because they've actually been looking good, man.
They have been.
This team has gelled a lot more than I thought they would. And they are winning games, and actually, like, they are covering spreads. You know, I don't really have a lot on this game because I think this number's about right, but this would definitely be Kings or either pass here. I mean, Kings of what have they covered now? At least 5 straight.
At least they've been unbelievable. Yeah, they covered against the Nuggets last game. I believe they were plus 6.5. That game ended by 6. Game before that, they beat the Mavs by 24. Game before that, they beat the Houston Rockets by 10. Game before that, they beat the Utah Jazz by 17. Game before that, they beat the Charlotte Hornets by 3,000. That game was 130-88. They literally won by 3,000. So this team's been performing.
I guess that's why I'm not in a rush to back them here, because if you look at who they've been playing, these are not anywhere near your top teams. So that's why I'm not really in like a rush here, but it would definitely be Kings or pass.
It's a Kings play for me, guys. I really do think the Spurs are going to try and tank. They're going to position themselves to get a top 10 pick next year. It's a very loaded class, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do. This Kings team is not going to be tanking. They're in not a great position, but they're in an okay position. They're 32-29. They have a chance to make the playoffs. They're going to still push. They're still going to play hard. They have DeRozan, who's with the team, who's been playing fantastic. Sabonis is not going to be there tonight, but this team is not going to need him. The Spurs really don't have too many big men that I'm afraid of in this matchup. And I think the Kings will be able to win this by close to 10 points. I do see in the comments here that Joe feels the exact same way. Joe, I am with you, bro. I think this one at the end will get a little closer than what the game is going to be. I think the Kings will probably lead by 15 to 20 points for the duration of the game. Towards the end, they may cut it down to around 10, but I don't think that will matter because we have the 6.5 line. Going to be honest, this is definitely going to be a best bet for me. I'm going to be all over the Kings in this spot, minus the 6.5. All right, JD, let's keep it moving, brother. Next game we have on the slate is going to be the Phoenix Suns taking on the Denver Nuggets. The Phoenix Suns are coming in 29-33. They're 11-20 on the road, and I hate them. They're taking on the Denver Nuggets, who are 40-22 on the year, and they're 21-9. So this Denver team has been pretty good at home. They've gotten better as the season has gone on. Let's go over the injury report. This is why this game is very difficult to make a play on right now. Zeke Naji, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, 3 pretty important players for the Nuggets. True game time decisions. Julian Strawther is ruled out, and Dayon Holmes has been on this injury report since preseason, who is out for the year. On the other side, Bradley Beal, game time decision, and Cody Martin is out. All that being said, we know who's going to play for the Suns. We don't know who's going to play for the Nuggets. JD, what do you like in this matchup?
Yeah, start off with this Suns team, man. I can't stand this team now.
I hate them.
I really can't.
Question for you, JD. Who the hell thought it was a good idea to put Bradley Beal as the extra piece to help this team get over the top? When has Bradley Beal been a piece for anyone if you're talking about winning? All this guy has done
True.
in his entire career has been on losing bad basketball teams. But I digress.
Yeah. No, completely agree there. This Suns team, honestly, what I'm looking to do with them, as far as on defense, I'm looking to go against their defense, in actually certain spots. If Denver has like everybody, this would be one of those spots. I really think this would be an actual a Denver offensive like get right spot.
Mhm.
But like you said, we do not know what this lineup is really going to look like. We may have a couple of big pieces out, a couple really big pieces out. So right now, I can't do anything. If they are in, this would be a Denver team total spot, whether that be first half or either full game. But I just have to know more though.
I agree with you there. I think you need to know more about this game. And man, there's so many pivotal players in this game for the Nuggets that are true questionables. I mean, Nikola Jokic, top 3 player in the NBA. Aaron Gordon, another one of their big men. If they don't have the 2 of them, and then you add Zeke Naji, that's 3 of their big men. I don't know about you, but I'm not really looking forward to seeing an entire game of DeAndre Jordan playing center for the Nuggets. So we still have to find out who is going to be on the court for them tonight. I'm going to wait a little bit. I am leaning with the Nuggets here because the Suns are a disaster on the road. There's no other way to put it. They are a disaster on the road. Right now, trivia for you, JD. Who do you think is leading the Suns in rebounding at 6.3 rebounds per game? I think he went to your favorite school. I think he went to your favorite college. And he has 400 brothers in the NBA that play the same position. 400.
Why am I
give up?
blanking everything right now?
He might have not. Did Plumlee go to Duke?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The Plum Tree? Yeah.
Yeah.
If your leading rebounder is Mason Plumtree, there's an issue. There's a big issue. So at 6.3 rebounds, he's currently leading their team. And if you're going to tell me the Plumtree is going to be trying to guard Nikola Jokic tonight, if he goes, so we'll have to see what happens here. But to me, that is not a recipe for success for the Phoenix Suns. So for me, like I said, I am going to be waiting a little bit. Get him, Kostrucci. Get him. How do you not remember the Plumtree? Come on, man. One of the legends from your school.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah, I mean, you could do that with me for Rutgers if you want, because I don't think we've had a player in the NBA for the last 20 years since Quincy Doobie. So if you ever want to do that, I can help you out because there's only one on the Rutgers side. But let's keep it moving. I think the consensus for this game is that we are waiting to get a little more information. I don't think you could play this until you know who's playing for Denver. They're too important of players for this team to not know if they're going to be in the lineup before making a bet. So this is one game I would recommend waiting until we get the official lineups out. All right, JD. JD, the game I didn't want to talk about, but you told me I had to. So we're going to be talking about the New York Knickerbockers, who are coming in 40-22 on the year. They are 19-11 on the road, taking on the Clippers, who are 33-29. You guys have heard me say on this show 4,976 times over the last month how much I enjoy fading this Clippers team. How I don't think they're a good team. I think they have some big names, but I don't think they're a good overall team. Taking on a Knicks team that is going to be battered and beaten. Some bad news from the Knicks overtime loss last night. Jalen Brunson looks like he blew up his ankle. We're hoping it's only an ankle sprain. But either way, he's not going to be in the game tonight. He's listed as a game time decision. There ain't a chance in hell, in my opinion, that he will be playing in this game. So to me, this is a big opportunity to find some props. And I have 3 props on this game I've already done for an article this morning. So I'm excited to go over those 3 props. But I'm going to kick it over to you, JD. Any action on this game between the Jalen Brunson-less Knicks and the LA Clippers?
Not yet. And as y'all can probably tell, this actually slate is not my favorite. Between just not knowing who is going to be playing yet and everything, I have not made any plays yet. And actually, this is another one that I don't have anything on yet. These are both teams that have just been plainly not covering spreads. With the Knicks last night coming off that OT loss, this is not a spot that I would want to actually back them. If this number was was where it opened at actually like a -3.5, yeah, this would be a great play. But now having to lay 7.5 points, um, it's honestly probably the right side. But also the Clippers to me are kind of like the Suns, um, and I'm just not gonna lay that with them. So I'm definitely ready to hear about your props.
I need you to kill up at least 15 more seconds so I can promote my props in a tweet right now. So I'm leaving it to you to break it down for 15 more seconds for me.
Okay. Let's see here. I mean, the Clippers, they've been playing with a little bit more pace. And this Knicks team definitely does actually not mind pace.
Yeah.
I mean, so the total looks a little bit low to me. But as we know, as far as the pieces tonight, we're gonna be missing a couple of pretty key guys here. So with that first game with actually out him, it's just not, as far as the total, it seems low, but it's one that I'm just not going to touch though.
I think it's low as well because the Knicks aren't going to have Brunson. He's the facilitator.
Right.
He's what makes the offense go. So without him, I believe this will be one of the first games he's missing this year. If he's missed a couple, it hasn't been for anything major. This looks like he could be out for some time. But I have some props to go over with you guys. JD, you ready for me to break them down?
Let's hear them.
Let's get into it, brother. So my first and favorite prop on this game is going to be Mikal Bridges over 15.5 points. No Brunson. Someone's going to have to create their own shot. And with this Knicks offense right now, Mikal Bridges is one of the few people that can actually create his own shot. He can dribble and take it off the bounce, go to the rim, attack, and score. They're going to need that tonight. They need somebody who's going to create. It's going to be difficult without Brunson, who's finding guys for open shots, to get points up. So I think Bridges is going to be the X factor tonight. Like I said, his points total currently is at 15.5. I'm taking the over. His season average, guys, is 17.3 points per game. So I know that's with Brunson in the lineup, and I know they're putting in his point total a little bit lower because no Brunson, but someone has to make up the point scoring. Brunson is averaging 26.5 points per game. Someone has to make up that gap. He's 7th in the NBA in points per game. So I do believe it is Mikal Bridges who's going to be able to find open space. He should be able to get his shot up, and he should be able to get over 15.5 points. That's my first prop on this game. What do you think about Bridges going over 15.5?
That makes a lot of sense. I would think that line would be going up.
There's a couple of these props that you would think that. That's why I have a couple that are lower than Knicks averages, but I think that they're going to have to do more tonight because Brunson's not going to be there.
Right, and that one, like I said, to me makes a lot of sense. What's the juice on actually that one currently?
-115, not juiced.
Yeah, that's that's something that I would definitely go ahead and play now, because that number is definitely going to go up.
I would agree, brother. That is my favorite prop on this game. Let's dive into my second favorite prop on this game. It's an assist props on the Knicks side. So we're taking Josh Hart over 5.5 assists. Josh Hart has one style of play for this New York Knicks offense. That is attack the rim at all times. He gets the ball, he charges to the rim, and tries to get a layup. When he does that, he will find the open shooter on the outside. Maybe that's an OG Anunoby. Maybe that's a Mikal Bridges. But they're going to need Josh Hart to be a facilitator tonight. Without Brunson, somebody has to pick up the slack on the assist game. And I do think Josh Hart is going to be the guy who will be attacking the rim and kicking it out for some open shots. He's also very good at dumping it down low and finding one of the big men who could put the ball in the basket. So my second favorite prop on this game is Josh Hart, and I have a couple more reasons why. Josh Hart is averaging 6.5 assists per game this season. He's averaging 5.5 points a game, assists per game this season. So he just needs to get to his season average. And I think his total will be a little bit higher because, as I keep saying, Brunson is not going to be there. On the other side, who will be guarding Josh Hart tonight? Odds are James Harden. Do I need to tell anybody about James Harden's defense? I don't believe I do. So with him on him, you're going to get a little lackadaisical defense. I think Josh Hart will blow by him once, twice, 3, 4 times. And as he drives to the lane, he'll be able to kick it to an open shooter, and he will get his assists over. So my second favorite prop on this game is Josh Hart over 5.5 assists. That one is at -130. Now, I have one more prop on this game, JD. I obviously could not do 3 Knicks props, so I have a prop on the other side for the Clippers, and that's going to be Bogdan Bogdanovic, over 2.5 threes at -125. So Bogdan is going to be the main beneficiary of Norman Powell, who's not going to be in the game tonight for the Clippers. He's going to be the guy who starts for him. And the last 2 games, Norman Powell has not played, which was their 2 most recent games. Bogdan Bogdanovic has hit his 3-point prop, and he has hit this number in both of those games, and he's taking on average 7 threes per game. So in this matchup against the Knicks, who play very little defense, we see a lot of high totals. I do anticipate we will be able to see Bogdan Bogdanovic be able to get open, get up his shot, and we only need him to make 3 of his 3-pointers, and that is currently coming in at -140. That's the juiciest of the props, but I do think that Bogdan Bogdanovic will have no issue cashing over 2.5 3-pointers made in this game. JD, what do you think of the 3 props?
I mean, you broke those down great. They all 3 make a lot of sense here. And I think those lines are moving, especially that assist prop. It looks like it's moving pretty quick. That's one. If you want the 5.5, go ahead and jump in on it. It looks like it's going to 6.5 at actually most books.
It should.
So yeah. If that's one, the other, like as far as those first 2 props, if you like them, you need to get in on them now. I was using one of my tools here to just seeing what props stood out for this game, and the biggest edge for props on this game is an actual cat prop, and it's one that I do not want to play. But is it his
3-point prop?
No, it's his rebound prop. Under playing under 12.5 rebounds. As actually, like, as far as the edge, that's a 7.3% edge. I mean, there's a big edge. So actually, that's one that you should just kind of blindly play.
I would play that as well.
Go ahead.
Because he struggles, bro. He struggles against physical centers. And Ivica Zubac, and I'm 98% sure Zubac is Russian for rebound. That guy's a physical beast down low. And he's going to be banging and clanging with Cat all game long. So I do like that. I don't like any of the Karl-Anthony Towns overs right now because he is going through personal loss. His fiance or girlfriend, her best friend, passed away 3 days ago. That's why he's missed a couple games. And last night was his first game back. I don't know if anybody watched the game. He couldn't hit a shot. He's not mentally in it right now, which is totally understandable. Totally understandable. But when it comes to taking his props right now, I think the only way you can look at Karl-Anthony Towns props is taking his under. But I also think he's a fantastic player. So I'm just laying off the cat props because I don't know when he's going to come back and start playing his normal type of basketball. It's very difficult in these situations. But the 3, like I said, that were my favorite by far. And these were all done at 9 o'clock this morning. I did have an article for it, so I had to get it done early. So if the odds have moved a little bit, I do apologize. But yet again, Mikal Bridges over 15.5, -115. Josh Hart over 5.5 assists, -125. And Bogdan Bogdanovic over 2.5 3-pointers made at -140 are the 3 that are my favorite by far in this game. JD, we've broken down a ton of games today, a ton of NBA. And this is probably the last show we have for a while that's going to be strictly just NBA. Because as everybody knows, next week is conference tournament season. I know we have conference tournaments that have already started, but it's the conferences that – what's the word I want to look for here, JD? What's the right word? Because I know how I could actually word this right and say it's a non-Power 5 conference, but it's the less watched conferences, the at-large bid conferences. And they're only in the opening round, quarterfinal-ish. So when those get to the final, those will be better and more entertaining games. But right now, I'm not going to be betting on the Southern Illinois Salukis versus the Northern Texas, Arkansas, Michigan Rail Riders. So laying off those till we get to the big tournaments next week, and we will have some big college basketball plays next week. JD, there's still a few things we do on this show, but first, we're going to dive into our best bets. You ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, bro. Let me play the little graphic. Let's get into it. And I'm going to start with you, JD. How many best bets do you have for the people today?
I'm just trying to find one here, guys.
That was a good one, Nick. That was fun.
That's actually the word I was gonna say, what Nick just said, but I was like, that just sounds mean.
That's why I was like, let me dance. I want to say something funny, but I still want to dance around it a little bit.
Right. Guys, as far as the slate that we just went over, I have not made any plays yet. So I'm not gonna even try to give out a best bet there because nothing that I've actually played. Hopefully, when the 5 o'clock show rolls around, we have some more news. And I can
We better have some more news by 5
right. I was about to say. So hopefully, I can actually give out some plays on this slate there. As far as college basketball slate, it's the same thing. I have not made my plays yet. I think I know what I'm going to, but I'm going to lock them in after the show. So I want to give y'all a play that I have actually bet. So we're going to go to tennis. We're going to go to tennis today. We're
Guardian Wells.
Yes. We are going to go to Indian Wells.
Guardian Wells.
Never mind. I'm not going to go there. We're going to back Casper Ruud. We're actually going to lay the games. We're going to lay -2.5 games. I know this is a spot where people are trying to fade Ruud. And if actually this was a fast, hard court, I actually would. But Ruud on these very slow courts, this is just where he does well. And this line to me is priced like it is a fast, hard court. And like I said, it is anything but that. So I think ultimately laying the games with actually Ruud here is a very solid bet. This is a very cheap price. David, I have to ask, North Dakota State -2.5. Do you know if their best player is actually going actually to be playing? Because
you also know his name off the top of your head.
I believe his last name is Money.
If you get that, I'll be super impressed.
Moni.
North Dakota or North Dakota State? Which one was it?
North Dakota State.
Okay. I had North Dakota. Let me switch.
Because that line says no, because this line should be like -8. So with them only laying 2.5, right there tells me that he's not playing.
Yeah.
So that's why, I mean, like normally, yes, if he's playing and can actually play, because I believe it was his wrist. So obviously that there means a lot.
I found him. You nailed the name, by the way, Jackson Money. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, like this was a game that, I saw that line and I was just like, what the hell?
He hasn't played in forever. He hasn't played since February 22nd, so I'm assuming he's out. But David's saying here's the other side.
But yeah, I would need him like in here. So yeah, I would just be careful there. I will tell you, it doesn't matter who is playing. That game is going to have a lot of points, though. So the over is probably really high, but there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of points there.
Trivia, JD, you love my trivias. We need to do a whole trivia show. We need to start a new one because I freaking love doing trivia. But trivia out to everyone in the chat. David will get it, so David, you can't answer it. What league is this? What conference is North Dakota State and South Dakota in? Bonus points to whoever gets it first. So we'll see if anyone gets it. No, you're not allowed because you're going to know the answer.
Oh, okay. I was just like, what?
This is trivia for the chat. This is a chat trivia. So anyone put it in. You know, we usually like to say, where is this college located? I can't say where is North Dakota because I think everyone knows the answer to that one. But yeah, whoever puts in the chat, you'll be the big winner of today's trivia. Okay, Joseph is on fire. My guy Joseph, he knows the Big Ten and he knows the Summit. So well done. It is the Summit Conference. Oh, Nick got it in first. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. On my screen here, I don't know if it's the same as you, JD. On my screen, Nick got it first.
Yeah, showing Nick.
Congratulations,
first.
Nick. Good call there. Any other plays for you, JD, before we get out of here today?
Let me just go down the college slate. In the Illinois State Belmont game, I'm definitely looking at the Illinois State side there. That game I believe is played at 3 or 3:30. So if you're looking for some afternoon action, there's like some there. but yeah, as far as actually best bets for the show, I'm actually just gonna ride with Casper Ruud minus 2.5 games.
MVC is Missouri Valley Conference, right?
Missouri Valley Conference, yeah.
Did anybody know Belmont? Are they in Missouri? All right, last trivia before we get the hell out of here today. Where is Belmont? Well, I'm Googling it, so I can't enter.
It's in Tennessee.
JD, your money. Your money. Because you're absolutely correct. It is in Tennessee. One more bet from David.
I actually believe
it's out of here today.
I actually believe it's around Nashville, I think.
Hold on. It is in Nashville. Damn,
it is.
You're good. I've only been to Tennessee a couple times. I went to Chattanooga. I'm pretty sure that's in Tennessee. It was very nice. But that's the only really Tennessee experience that I have. JD, final thoughts. What do you like on the Loyola game? David says he likes Loyola minus 7.5. That's in Maryland, by the way. Boom.
Yeah. Well, no, he's probably talking about
the Chicago one. There's two.
Yeah.
I know them both.
David, that would be how I would lean. I actually don't think that number is like way off, but that would definitely be how I lean.
There we go. Well, JD, we've somehow taken it to 12:40. We've given the breakdowns.
Somehow.
I know. And we got a little break in NFL news in there as well. We've talked a little college. We've talked a little Guardian Wells tennis. I think we've done it all, bro. Yeah. Any final words for the people before we get the hell out of here today?
Guys, it is Friday. It's been a good week. So we need to cap that off with a big weekend. So let's just do it, man. Let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win, brother. Great, hilarious comment from here. JD, you would be my lifeline as well. Breaking news for my hockey people, which I'm not even a hockey person. David, he'll be back, I promise. Hefe had to go to Florida to go back to Yankee spring training. We know he is a slacker. Everybody message Hefe, get the hell out of Yankee spring training. We need you on the show. He's currently on a flight down to Tampa, so give him some shit. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Breaking news, a hockey trade. Mikko Rantanen has been traded to the Dallas Stars. I know that's a very big-time player. I don't cap hockey, so if I butcher anything, I apologize. But Mikko Rantanen has been traded to the Dallas Stars, and he is signing an 8-year $100 million contract, one of the biggest deals in NHL history. He will be getting $12 million a year. So that's how you know it's a big deal. So Mikko Rantanen has been traded to the Dallas Stars for all my hockey people. JD, that's going to do it from us. We broke the news as well. We'll be back on Monday, same time, same place. And as the GOAT always says, let's fucking win. We'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.